got raw vegan, 80-10-10er. If you don't know what an 80-10-10er is, it means that 80% of my calories come from carbohydrates, 10% come from fat, and 10% come from protein. So throughout the day, I'm eating a ridiculous amount of fruits and vegetables in their whole rawsome state, and a little bit of nuts and seeds. And I'm making this video because somebody on Tumblr named A Puttering Soul requested that I make a kitchen tour video, kind of showing where I store all of my food and how I do everything in my kitchen, I guess. So let's get started. Alright, so as you can see, this is where I store all of my bananas. All of my ripe ones are over here. Look at them. Don't they look super good? So delicious. Look at these, they're all speckled and gorgeous. Eat your bananas when they're turning brown and they're all speckled, or else they just suck. Okay? So, what my husband did was he got one of those foam, like, bed mattress things, and he cut this up to fit the counter. So that way we can store our bananas on the counter and they don't get, like, flat on the bottom, like if they just get a little bit too ripe or something like that. And then over here are all of my bananas that are almost getting there. Not really, they're still kind of green on top. But we put the foam mat on top of the stove, so that way we can store them without the bananas getting like on the coils and getting all gross. And so I definitely recommend for someone that's transitioning and they really just want to cut cooked food out of their diet completely, like right off the bat, start storing your stuff on top of your stove, because then you'll be too lazy to move all of your bananas or all of your fruit or whatever off of the stove to do some cooking. So this is pretty cool. I really like it. He just did this yesterday. Usually our bananas are just like in a box, like in the corner of my kitchen. So that's how I store my bananas. Hooray! Woohoo! Look, now we're inside of the stove. We have decided to start storing miscellaneous things inside of our oven. And right now we have satsumas from the farmer's market. They're so delicious. We bought like 32 pounds of them the other day. And the guy was so nice. I love farmers. They're so silly. And we also have awesome local kiwis too. Look at them. They're adorable. Some of these are like super soft, so I'm really excited. Because kiwis always make my mouth like burn really bad if they're not fully ripe. So this is awesome. So yeah, you can totally store them in there. And like it just looks really fancy. And I think if you have somebody over to your house who doesn't eat a lot of fruit or is not familiar with a fully raw vegan lifestyle, I think it would be really funny to just be like, oh hey dude, you want a satsuma? And like take it out of the oven. I think that would be pretty cool. So that's how it goes in my kitchen. Alright, so now I'm on the other side of my kitchen. I know, it was so far. But here on this counter I have stored a huge box of apples. I think I bought more apples than I really needed, but I got really excited because this whole box was only 20 bucks, and so I couldn't pass it up. Over here we have some awesome pomegranates. These are super awesome. I'm pretty sure they're out of season now. So when I went to the farmer's market the other day, I stocked up like crazy. I bought a ridiculous amount of them, but they had like 6-pound bags for 3 bucks, so it was pretty cool. See, look at those. They're itty bitty, but the really small ones and the really ugly ones have a lot of seeds in them, so that's really cool. And then I also have like some lemons and sweet limes. These are good. If you've never had a sweet lime before, I just eat it. I just eat it plain, straight up. Da-da-da-da. This is where I store all of my nuts and seeds when I have them. Right now I just have pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds and some flax seeds. Because sometimes I like to grind them up into like a fine powder. But once you grind them up into a powder, you have to use them right away or else they'll like go rancid. So these will store for a lot longer when they're just whole. And then in this cabinet, I'm opening it up really slowly because earlier today the hinges fell off. In this in this cabinet I have some cinnamon, and I also have different sized mason jars for miscellaneous things. like if I want to do something, or like if I want to have some dip, and then I put all the dip in there and then close it and bring it with me somewhere. Then I have these cool little mason jars for when I make like face wash and whatnot. So that's where all my mason jars go. Alright, so now in this cabinet, right above this stove, I have some empty gallon jugs, because I go and I refill my gallon jugs and whatnot. And I get quite a bit. I need to get one of those like cool 5-gallon things, but I just haven't done it, so I just have gallon jugs randomly throughout my house. And I also have some cocoa powder in here. This isn't raw. I've heard that this is really good for making your own makeup, so eventually I'm gonna see if that works. And if it does, then I'll post a cool video of me putting cocoa powder on my face and mixing it with different ingredients. Yeah. And then I also have some raw organic virgin coconut oil. And this right here, I'm gonna start using to make like sugar scrubs and whatnot, and like conditioner, all that jazz. So be waiting for that. And that's just my cabinet up there. And then in this cabinet, look at this. We have Pomelos. Now I haven't gotten to crack one of these open yet. I probably will once I'm done filming this. But when I was at the farmer's market the other day, the same guy that I bought the Satsumas from, he was selling these. And so he gave me a sample and they were so good. A pomelo is kind of like a grapefruit, except it doesn't leave that bitter taste in your mouth after you eat it, which is why I can't eat grapefruits. But I have them up here in a little row. They look really cute. And I also have the foam mat in there. So I always put all of my fruit, for the most part, on foam mats, except for stuff like apples and pomegranates because they don't really need it. But anything that can like get squished, I'll do that just to be safe. And then right above it, I have a cool little like juicer thing. So this is how I make all of my orange juice. If you don't have a lot of time, I would recommend just getting a juicer, or one of those cool ones where like you put the orange half on there and it spins really fast. But I just like doing it this way because, I don't know, I just think it's like super legit. And I don't know, I feel like it gives my wrists and my arms a workout. Because I'll do like 10 oranges at a time, which is like 20 halves of just like, you know, grinding it down. So that's that cabinet. And now we'll go to the fridge. Alright guys, so this is my fridge. I need to restock it because I'm running low on all of my vegetables, but for the most part I just have some celery in there. I usually have about 4 to 5 cucumbers in my fridge at a time. I usually have dates. These are Deglet Nors, and I really don't like Deglet Nors. They just didn't have Medjool at the store. So I'm still working on those. And then I always have red bell peppers. I'll buy like a huge bag of them because these are so good. I put them in everything that I eat. And cherry tomatoes, or well, yeah, these are grape tomatoes. But these are a staple in my kitchen. I need to have these or I go crazy. I love just eating them. I love cutting them up and putting them in salads. I like blending them up to make salad dressings and all that fun stuff. And then I also have some kale, parsley, and just regular green lettuce and spinach. So I always try to have at least 3 different types of greens in my fridge at a time. So that way I can have variety. So I'm not just like eating the same green every single day. Because you need to have variety in your greens because they all have different amounts of different nutrients. So if you're gonna eat with a variety in your fruits, eat with a variety in your greens as well. And then I have a huge bag of carrots, which is awesome. That lasts me a very long time. And then over here on this side, this is where I keep all my herbs. So this is my basil and my sage, and I blend those up with like everything. They make really great salad dressings and they're just delicious. So, yep, pretty cool stuff. Alright guys, so that was my kitchen. Oh, and this is where I keep my oranges right now. They're just a big bag of oranges, the orange corner. But that is my kitchen. Super fun. Very exciting, I know. But here are some tips, okay? I wrote down some tips for a low-fat, raw vegan kitchen, okay? Use your oven as storage, inside and outside. Get rid of the microwave if you have one. So if you have a microwave, try and just get rid of it because you don't need it anyway, and the microwave makes it way too easy to just go and like get a microwavable meal and stick it in there and eat it. And microwaves are really bad anyway. But if you have one that's like installed or something, try and make it really difficult to open. Or just make it really awkward or make it a point to not touch it anymore. Put like a cloth over it, I don't know. But try to really limit your microwave use when you first start transitioning. So that way you're not tempted to go buy a microwavable meal or something weird. And then always make your produce very accessible, especially at the beginning. So as you can see, like in my fridge, I didn't open up any of my drawers because I don't keep anything in there. And I try not to really hide any of my food. So most of it is not up in the cabinets. Pretty much all of my food is out on the counters. So that way I don't forget that it's there and I actually eat it before it goes bad. Because a lot of people, they may buy a whole bunch of produce, stick it in those little like crisping drawers, and then they forget about it, and then it's all moldy and gross, and then you don't want to clean it out because it's moldy and gross, and then it just goes bad in there and you never put anything in there again. So just keep everything out in the open, especially at the beginning, so you can get used to eating the amount of produce that you need to eat. And then always have a Vitamix or some type of blender. I don't think I showed you my blender, but I think you might have been able to see it out on the counter at the beginning of my video. But I always leave that out so it's all accessible and everything. I don't have to like store it away or whatever. It's just always there for when I want a smoothie or a salad dressing or a soup or whatever I want. So those are my tips to have a successful low-fat raw vegan kitchen. So let me know if this video has helped you or has inspired you to go raw vegan, or send me pictures of your new stove storage unit. That'll be fun. You can find me at ashleyrawblog.tumblr.com. I'll have the link below. But yeah, that's it. Bye.